Hey, how's it going? It's Hook Better Leads podcast, and today I'm with Garrett and Marlena Williams from G&M Outdoor Services, which I just learned stands for Garrett and Marlena, which makes a lot of sense. How you guys doing today?
Doing awesome. How about you?
Doing very well. So we're going to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart.
Mine too.
HomeAdvisor, and we're talking about, actually these guys have had some good experiences with it, and we're usually a little critical of HomeAdvisor, really, but I want to hear about those good experiences and how you got them.
Yeah.
But before we do that, give us a little background on G&M and how long have you guys been doing it, and what do you guys do?
Yeah, we've been in business for 4 years. We do landscaping, excavating, and snow removal. Garrett and I both worked at another landscaper for a couple of years and decided to go out and do it on our own. It was our dream, and we made it our dream a little sooner than we would have thought, and here we are 4 years later.
Dreams made reality. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And partly enabled by HomeAdvisor.
Yeah, starting out was a big help. So when we first quit, we didn't have a single job. That's when I started looking. Say, here's a job. Started knocking on doors. Got a website going. Got vinyl on our first truck. And someone mentioned, Gary, have you heard of HomeAdvisor? I'd never heard of it. I hadn't heard of it. And I was like, I looked into it. I'm like, it was like $400 for the original, like per year to get signed up with them. And then it was like, $13 to $80 per lead. And I remember at the time specifically, I'm like, we didn't even have $400. I'm like, well,
stressing about,
right, we're like,
should we spend the $400?
Right, because we didn't have any work.
Yeah.
So I put I literally started with maybe $3,000, $2,500, $2,000. We'd already spent it on a truck and a trailer. So I remember putting it on the credit card and I hope this works so we can get a job from it to pay this off. And right away we started getting, it was instant leads. It was instant work coming through it. Yeah. So within the first day, it landed a $3,000 job. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever. After that time, it was a huge job.
Yeah.
From nothing to a $3,000 job, in a day. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
Now we have work. So
that's awesome.
It's like any tool, if it's not utilized correctly, it's never going to work.
Yeah. And you should know that different niches, right? So
definitely.
HomeAdvisor is thirsty for your type of service, right?
Yeah.
Like I've heard handymen have done a good job. Yeah. Roofers generally hate it, so that's why we hear about it a lot.
Yeah.
And so if there's 10 of you on there of the same service, it's going to be a little less effective. But if you're in the right niche, you're in the right home services niche, it can be a great help.
Absolutely.
So what did you do to leverage those leads quickly?
Yeah. So the other thing I would say is if you're doing $100 lawns, you can't pay $30 for that lead because you're already not going to make anything on the $100 lawn.
Yeah.
So I would say it's best for jobs from $3,000-$4,000 and up.
Yeah.
And we've gotten $50,000-$60,000 jobs, and sometimes people call it an $800 job. So it's like anything else, you have to sift through. The first 10 leads are not all the perfect customer. You get 2-3 jobs. So you might end up paying $200 for a good job, but it's a $12,000 job that you would have never touched otherwise. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy to do that every day, all day.
Yeah, I like that.
Especially starting out when you have zero work.
Exactly.
Now we don't need it because we built such a big client base off of the HomeAdvisor, off of Google, repeat customers, everything.
Yeah.
So we don't need it as much. But starting out is perfect to get the ball rolling when you have zero customers. Yeah,
totally. So let's say you would go back. You'd do it every time you'd get on HomeAdvisor.
Absolutely.
Okay. So it sounds like you leverage the thing and then you keep on building and then you can kind of drop that lead gen tactic later.
Yeah.
Why would you drop it though? Because why wouldn't you just keep on getting the leads?
Because we're so busy with past customers and referrals that we don't hardly need it.
Yeah.
It's like we've grown 100% every year for the last 4 years. This would be the 4th year. And now we have so many, I get calls every single day. We're still doing work for those people that the first few customers we have off it. And they've told, we got 3 referrals from them. So I honestly think it's looking at yes, not every lead is perfect. Yeah. Let's say you do Google and you're boosting ads. If your ideal customer is 30 to 50 and Google pops that ad between 1 13-year-old, are you going to get mad at them? Oh, forget these guys. No, it's not every lead is perfect. There is some, there's rumors of they send the same lead twice and this, that, and the other. And I definitely don't agree with every single little aspect of it, but overall, I would use it again.
So from what I'm hearing from you, if you judge it by every single lead, you will be heartbroken. But if you look at it
the big picture,
I'm going to get 10 of these 30 leads and I'm going to make them into lifetime customers.
Exactly.
And if you have the ability in particular to have recurring services for the same customer, it can be a huge deal. Where, maybe the alternate is if you think about roofing, it's a one-time deal and you're probably never going to get that person again. So it's kind of, or it's 15, 30 years, whatever.
Right.
So maybe that's the difference of why they don't like that.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the service that you're offering. But yeah, if it's a bigger job, like 3-4, it's not good for little stuff. I don't think, because like you can't pay $50 for a $100 job. You're not going to make anything. But yeah, it's like depending on what the job is. And the other thing is you have to be on it instantly. You can't call them 2 days, 3 days later. Like when someone goes on and types in their phone what they're looking for, they want it now.
Yeah.
Like that's why they're doing it now.
Yeah.
They're not doing it. So few people are thinking 6-8 months ahead. They're thinking about now, they want it done soon. So you got the second you get that lead, drop what you're doing, call them, get out there as soon as you can. If you get it in the morning, if you can get them a quote by the end of the day, go out there and get them a quote by the end of that day. Like then they have it, and now you're there, and you're giving them everything they want. They sign up to it.
And that's from a guy that grew up with technology, right? So you're 21 now?
I just turned 21.
Just turned 21? And
to be honest, I didn't grow up with much technology.
Okay, really?
I didn't even get a cell phone until I was like 14, 15, but now I've been utilizing it. Like now we utilize it a lot. Yeah. Like I've never played any video games. I'm not like a tech guy, but we use it. We use Jobber, we use scheduling. Like we use it now to our advantage as much as we can.
I like that. And I think that something to note though is also the youngness and hungriness. Yeah. You might be contending with that, right? If you're one of these older guys that's trying to run a business and you're contending with this 20-year-old guy, this 21-year-old
has no chance.
Like, and excuse me, brother and sister that are hungry and pushing. You're not. If they're going to get out there that day and you're acting like that lead is a burden.
Exactly. Yeah. You're never going to get that job. Never going to happen.
Exactly. So that's a mindset.
Yeah, it is. Like we get the lead in the morning, you get out there. It does always happen. Say they want to meet the next morning. You get it by the end of that next day. I got this job signed a day and a half later. You're just calling them 3 days later. You're way too late.
Yeah, it's done.
Way too late. Like they're long gone. They're not going to answer.
Yeah, I'll be honest as a customer. Like I want it to be so easy. Like I finally got a house. I have not had a house and so I'm really excited about that. Yeah. But like there's all these little things and like if it's not like instant.
You can't pay online, sign online.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how the schedule. Like,
if someone's spending money, it needs to be a breeze for them.
Yeah.
If it's a headache, like they're gonna go somewhere it's easier. They're the one in control. They're the one spending the money.
I love that. So what would you give as far as advice to younger you or just a younger business owner who's trying to grow their business, or just early business owner, I should say, not even young. That doesn't have leads yet and is looking for every possible option. They're maybe leveraging referrals in their network right now, but what would you say? What should they look for as far as like prioritization?
I would say for starters, like always look at the big picture. Like $40 for a lead, like, capitalize on it, utilize it, and that $40 can turn into $40,000 pretty quick. Mm-hmm. If you never spend that $40, you might never get that $40,000. So like you gotta look at the bigger picture and say, sign up with it, and you want to categorize what you want leads for. Dial that in so you're not getting leads that you don't even things you don't want to do. So capitalize on that, and then get on everyone right away. Don't let any slip through the cracks.
Nice.
And get out there and get quotes instantly, as fast as you can.
I love that. So what have you guys done now that you have a little bit more time as far as on the marketing side that has paid off for you?
Probably email marketing.
Okay. So
we've been doing like a bi-weekly email marketing, and we're going to switch to a weekly marketing.
What tech do you use for that? Just I'm guessing people would ask that.
We're using MailChimp now.
MailChimp, okay.
And so I can batch, set everything up, once a month, go through, set up 6 weeks of stuff, have our email marketing going out, and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. we just know the phone's going to be ringing.
I love that. Do you put a deal in there? Do you put a coupon in there?
We don't. We're just targeting back to our customers that we already have. They know what to expect from us.
We have
current customer base.
It's like 800 some emails, 750, 800 emails.
Yep.
I just wonder if you could work with other home services providers and share lists or something like that.
Yeah, we haven't looked into that quite yet, but it's cool. Those customers they know us, they trust us.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
these are all past customers.
Very right.
So we keep milking what we already got.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that.
And it keeps people reminded of us, like, hey, we do this, we do that, and the second they need this or that, they know exactly who to call because we're constantly popping up in front of them. We have billboards, we have vinyl on our truck, we have yard signs, so everywhere they go.
You guys have billboards?
Yeah,
that's sweet.
It's like,
so what else? Excuse me, just let's go through the list of the different.
Yeah, we have the email marketing. We do a lot on Google, Facebook.
You do pay for Google ads, or you just doing SEO, or?
We pay for Google ads.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Boost posts on Facebook and Instagram.
Nice.
We have all the truck vinyl. We have one billboard out between here and Becker.
Awesome.
We do like a temporary one off 169 off your.
I feel like that's also just like a good feeling as a business owner to have one of those.
That's us.
That's awesome. I love that. It just feels good. Like they're not that expensive if you get one like this.
All depends on location.
$200,
$600 a month, $4,000, $5,000.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fun though.
Yeah,
as
that's
a
fun.
a young business team, that's just so cool. You already got your own billboard.
It's like locally. It's when someone drives by it every day. Like it's how you get locally established.
Yeah.
And we want to dominate the area. We want to be the go-to landscaping, excavating, snow removal company in our area. So like in order to do that, you got to be seen. You got to do really good quality work. Like this is a really tiny community. Like everyone knows everyone. It's like leave every single customer, whether it's $3,000 or $300,000 job. Yeah. Leave every single customer with the same great last impression from the start to the finish.
I love it. So let's do a little wrap up on HomeAdvisor. Why do people hate it? Show the other side for a second, and then we'll go back into what you should do if you're doing it.
So I would say starting out with it is, it is expensive, but like I think the reason why a lot of guys don't like it is that they're not capitalizing fully on the leads. And yes, like I said, I've seen a ton of videos that almost everyone I've seen.
Everyone loves roasting them.
Yeah.
They do. But I feel like it's like an easy target. It's like the awkward kid that everyone picks on because it's easy to do. They're huge or corporate. No small business ever likes a big corporate. Like there's a big difference there. They're each in their place for a reason.
And half the time they should be learning from them.
Exactly. Like I don't agree. Like we have got duplicate leads before. Yeah. Where we've got the same one. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe it was intentional. I don't know. Like they see there's a little bit whatever. But like I said, with Yelp, or Google, if you're targeting a specific customer and accidentally send it to one wrong one or someone else sees it, are you gonna like flip out at them and fire them? No. Yeah. Like it's like you gotta. There's a lot of potential there, but you have to utilize it correctly.
I love that.
And if you're afraid to spend 40, you're never gonna get that 40,000.
I love that.
So get over the 40, get to the 40,000.
I heard somebody say one time that like if $1,000 is a lot of money to you, you'll never get $10,000. You know that kind
exactly. Like if you're too afraid to ever spend $50,000, no one's ever going to pay you $50,000.
Or that's such an important mindset. I think that
it's
lately something that's been useful to us at the expense of maybe showing my hand to our audience who maybe become a customer at some point has been just like not acting like it's a lot of money.
Right. No, it's always like whenever if I'm spending $50,000, what am I getting in return for that? Am I just blowing it on vacation, or what is it going to give me $250 back? Yeah. So I would say get over the $40, spend the $40, get to the 40,000, turn that into 400.
Yeah, and I had to me as an individual, it's a lot of money. And I know that you guys are doing home services, but in our situation where we're talking to businesses, and maybe this is useful for your commercial things and you're talking to construction companies and all these things, is like if I'm giving them this giant proposal because it's a lot of money to me. I'm kind of like doing this big education thing because I'm like scared and I'm like thinking about this big deal. Yeah. And like we just trim down the proposal, make it easy to say yes. Make it easy to sign, and not act like it's a lot of money and say, you want to do it?
Exactly.
You want to do it?
What we did, we signed on our first 6-figure deal 2 weeks ago. And we had our piece of paper and we were ready to go. And
I met with him again. He's like, so how much is the whole thing? I'm like, it's 200 and something thousand. And I'm like, it's $2 whatever. He's like, okay, do it.
Yeah, exactly. Because people that are spending that kind of money generally aren't, and a lot of times it's an investment. It's such an investment for them.
It's huge.
Right.
It's just, I got to get this done. And like, this is ultimately going to make me money. In that particular case, I'm guessing it was an investment for them.
Yeah, huge investment. And we usually when I spend that much money, sometimes like people like, oh, they think it's going to be $3,000. No, it's like 15. Usually when it's 200,000, 300,000, they know it's not going to be 30 grand. Yeah. They have a little better idea usually. Yeah. And usually the more a customer is spending, the better they are to work with. They're too busy to worry about and look over your shoulder. Exactly. They're too busy making money to worry about micromanaging you. They just want you to come in and do it. So usually
$1,500 job.
Right.
That's real.
A $2,000 customer is a way bigger pain than a $20,000 customer.
I love that.
Our customers that have been the hardest to work with are 3,000 under. The easiest is 20 grand and up.
So Garrett, would you say you suggest raising your prices?
Always.
You heard it here, folks. Garrett Williams says raise your prices so you can offer better service.
Exactly. If you're charging too much, you're hurting yourself and the customer in the long run, in the big picture.
Exactly. Find that mid-premium slot.
I did a job a few days ago. It was $50,000 residential job. You guys like, so where do you come in at like price? Are you low? Are you middle? Are you high? Like from the industry standard, I said we offer a great service at a fair price. Yeah, we're not going to be cheapest. We're going to be middle high.
Exactly. I'm that 4.8 star Amazon thing that has a lot of reviews. I'm not that 4-star thing that you're going to get for super cheap, and I'm not that 5-star thing that you're paying for the brand. Yeah.
Right.
Well, one day they will pay for your brand. And thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. Yeah, could you give us the folks, some of our audiences, Minneapolis, Twin Cities area. So maybe you guys want to share just your guys' website and how they could follow you on Instagram and watch your guys' journey.
You can check us out on Instagram or Facebook at G&M Outdoor Services, Garrett Williams on YouTube. We're always hiring motivated individuals to join our team, so if you know of anybody looking for a job in the Monticello Big Lake area, send them our way.
Yeah, or if you're needing landscaping, excavating done near the North Metro, the cities, hit us up. We got a lot of work booked up, but we always got room for more. So give me a call.
Especially if you're a construction company or a property manager that is ready to get the mid premium,
yes, exactly.
young and hungry team. So certainly appreciate you guys coming on, and thank you so much. We're going to do one more interview here on YouTube, so check it out, folks. After you listen to this podcast, check out the interview. We're going to just talk about his journey getting to your guys' journey getting to 30 plus people on your guys' teams and at the young age that you guys are. So we're about to do that interview. Check it out after you finish the podcast.